Excellent question. Excellent question. And I'm glad I got a chance to answer first, because that's why I'm in this. That's why I'm trying to be a school board member. That's why I'm trying to be a better parent and create something that my children can look up to and inspire them to be a public servant. It is important for a school board member to be an active member of the community. And that is what I want to do. The school board member should be out there on the pavement, at the school sites, in the living rooms, in the classrooms, listening to the teachers, listening to our parents, listening to our students who are so, going through this campaign, talking to students who are so, mentally sophisticated. It is an awe that I feel after these conversations. But we are elected officials. We work for you. And if I don't do my job, then I don't deserve to be reelected. We work for you. And I take this job seriously with honor and pride and integrity, and I want to make this district proud, every member of it, every teacher, every classified worker, every student. I want them coming to me when I do something wrong, if that ever happens, to say, you know what, Philip, I didn't like that decision. I want to have an open door policy that I can shake. Guess what? I'm going to eradicate that. There's not going to be a door on my hinges, and it's open 24/7. And we will make sure that we empower our community, and we provide a stellar foundation, great leadership, honor, and integrity. That is what this district deserves. Our parents deserve it. Our students desire it. So I take that question and this job serious, and that is what we will do.
36 years ago, I came to this community because of the diversity that I found here. I chose to stay here in between. I had an opportunity to move, and I decided not to move. Because the experience that my girls have had or had at the time was to me, the real world. I mean, this is what the world is like, very diverse, and I wanted that for them. So I'm still here in this community, so I celebrate the diversity of our community, and I think that's an important aspect of the 5 cities that we serve. And there's a lot of diversity within those cities. Why is it important to be in our schools? It's the only way to see what's happening. It's the only way to determine from those that are doing the work day to day, be they classroom teachers or classified or principals or kids themselves, to get a feel for what is happening in the school. And granted, not every time that you walk in are you going to get a genuine read on everything, because sometimes it's a lot of show when you visit a school, because they know you're coming. And you just can't just necessarily drop in at a drop of a hat. There are protocols that govern how you visit schools, anybody at any level. So, but ultimately, the only information you're going to find that is genuine is by going to that individual school and seeing and talking to people. So that is really critical, whether you're a superintendent of this district or whether you're a board member of this district. The only way to find out is by visiting the schools.
Thank you. I think so that way school board can truly understand everything, our voices from our community. School board is representing our community. That's what I thought. And also, they will need to engage with the community. Board members, board must be open-minded. Listen to our students, our parents, our teacher, our educator, our administrators' voices. The parents of 3 kids, also as a teacher for past 30 years, I know how a mom, a teacher, and an educator feel. Dealing with the students and dealing with the parents for all of these years, truly know how they feel. And this is also one of the reasons why I'm here today. And also, I think that's the reason why you guys are here with us. So the connection through the community, it's very important. And also as a board, if we have a good connection with the community, understand what's the need, we can wisely make a right decision based on everyone's need of the community. Thank you.
If you don't want to connect with the community, then this is definitely not a position that you should be running for, obviously. If I'm elected, one of the things that I already was telling groups that I was talking to is that I will keep my webpage going and I will keep my Facebook going so I can continue to hear from them and let them know what's going on and show them where I've been out and about at the community as well. I just want to let you guys know that I will try my best to attend as many events in the district as possible. And I'm not talking about just those where the press is going to be to take my picture, because I don't want to have my picture taken anyway. I want to be there to support the schools and to support the kids. And then as far as diversity goes, my family is the definition of diversity. Obviously, my dad married a black lady. His brother is married to a Korean, and his other brother is married to a Canadian. So our holidays were very international. So diversity is something that I grew up doing. That's what I know. That's what my kids know from growing up in Rowland Heights. And that's never been an issue, and it never will be. They're all kids. They'll all be treated and loved just the same, and I'll fight for each and every one of them.
I want to change the culture. I want to make sure within 30 days, when we walk in the school district, we call the principal, we talk to the teacher, I want you to see the difference. Right now, when you try to walk in, even the secretary can push you around. You can come back 3 times, 3 weeks later, still the same. You don't get anything, all right? And I want to prevent the self-dealing by the board as well. I want to make sure that parents are equally participated in the education process, and teachers with the same voice. Because right now, as pointed out by the teacher union, the board just awarded this huge contract to a board favorite group to work on the academic program for the entire school district without any input from the teachers who have been teaching the student every day in the classroom, without ever seeking any input from the parents who spend time with their kids every evening on the school assignments. We don't need that. We need equal participation as codified by the Code of Education in California that says the school district must genuinely welcome the parents as equal partners. They have failed to do so. Every single day, every minute. That's, again, my personal experience. So that's what I want to change, to make sure it's an institution that's of the community, for the students, and by the parents and the teachers. Instead of, right now, it is of the management, by the management and for the management. We don't need that. We don't have to keep this kind of thing. We don't need another landlord capacity. Closing yet another school, the parents and students have to move to another district. We parents and students should stay there. Let's remove the incompetent, corrupt personnel. Thank you.
Rowland is a very diversified community. 4 years ago, when I elected as a board member, first thing I did is visit all the schools north of the freeway, because I live in the south end of the freeway. I visited Hurley, I lived in Hollingworth, I visited Naseda at the time, and I visited every school because I want to know more about north side of the freeway. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot from north side of the freeway, and it was very mood when I visit the Viracocha. When I see the severe handicapped students, and then I learned a lot. I learned everything from every school. I talked to the principal, the teachers, and the students, and also in the south end of the freeway and all the schools. I spent a lot of time to visit them, and I visit all of the events, almost every event available within different ethnic group events, and Chinese, Korean, and Filipino, and this is the events in the AMA with the Philippine people. So and learn a lot from them. So to be a good board member, we need to reach out every corner, every community group in our district. Then we can do our job. And I think it's a must. And for next 4 years, I want to do more, and I want to meet every people and every community people in our district, and I will set up a time to meet everyone. We'll set up a fixed time every month in the community. I call it a cafe with Kerry, and we will see you, everyone, come to see me and tell me the problems. I can give you the solutions.
This visiting of the campuses is a very important matter. As people up here have told you, we have a very large and diverse district. We have corners everywhere. And there are schools that don't even know what the school board members look like. And that's a shame. I have been to every single campus since I decided to run. My next trip around will be to visit every single campus, at least one classroom in each one. I've been more doing it, going on campus, looking around and seeing what I could gather from my outside eyes. My next trip will be to ask for classroom visits and go to see the classrooms. But for the school board to visit the schools is to monitor the pulse of what their work is doing. If they're not going around to see what their vision is, what their mission is, then why are they beating their heads to do all this stuff? You've got to see it working. I had the opportunity this weekend to go on a short trip, and there were some teachers there. And I made it a point to say, I'm running for school board in another district, but I'd like to hear from you. If you could ask one thing of a school board member, what would your request be? And she was a teacher. She says, I wish the school board would ask to speak to us as teachers, to listen to us since we are teaching those children, and hear what we have to say. We feel marginalized. We're not taken into account. And we're working hard just like the other employees of the district are. So I bring that back because I think that is important. I'm not going to say much about that now because it's part of my closing. But I just can't say how important it is to see the shape of those campuses, to see how the teachers and the principals are running their schools. And we have great schools, so we've got to keep an eye on that.